Guten Abend.
Good Abend, Michael. How are you?
I'm happy. Another splendid Sunday evening with Dave.
Always,
Oh,
always. Yes, yeah, well, we do like our Sunday evenings, and I like to have my little Sunday evening beer.
is it the IPA? The usual
Yeah,
IPA?
we've seen this before. It's a regular for me, this one.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know this
yeah,
one
it's,
by
it's
now.
rather nice,
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
nice. Just a little. It's not too strong. It will actually 6.3%, something like that. So yeah, no, very nice. Very nice.
Oh,
How's
damn
it
it,
going? How
Dave.
are you?
Damn it, Dave. Because we have been on a extremely short notice due to my mistake. And you know what? We are on the open channel
Oh, okay.
by
Interesting.
mistake.
So we're gonna have lots of other people then, yeah? Come
You
and
know
join
what?
us for our little
You know what?
Sunday
We
station.
keep it this way now. We don't throw no. We keep it this way. This. I don't want. No. We keep it this way. We make it very easy, very casual. And we have a very casual video in a way. You have been to one of the most amazing record fairs that are in
Yeah,
London,
so
right?
every there's a big in London, there's a big fair at Victoria Horticultural Hall, big record fair, and it's a good fair. It's been going a very long time.
Hmm.
You know, good. I mean, I at least 25 years, something like that. And so I went there yesterday. Yeah, went there yesterday.
Is
It's quite
this
busy.
is this more of a social event for you, or are you for yourself and dig record?
No, you go there to, I'm going there to look for records. I mean, I suppose
Hmm?
there is there's a bit of a social aspect as well, but I do sort of go, I'm mainly going there to look for nice things or things that can. I don't go there with any sort of
Yeah.
preconceived ideas. Yeah,
Yeah.
so so yeah, no preconceived ideas of what I'm looking for, but you know, things will catch your eye. So and I'm looking at all genres. So I'll just go and look through various dealers' boxes, look at their walls, and I picked up some very nice things. So I'm going to show those in the stream just to show some things that we picked up, and
Nice.
there's some very nice records there actually. Some pretty rare, quite a few rarities. Yeah, so.
Nice. But is there something in general that you saw that you found out or that you observed some changes between the last one and this one, something different, something new?
Well, it's that place. I'll tell you something, Michael. It doesn't change very much. Yeah, you know,
Okay, it's Great Britain. I forgot.
yeah, it doesn't change very much, and
Mhm.
I still see the faces there that I remember seeing those 20 years ago. The same
Uh,
dealers, the sort of same people turning up. But what I will say is there is a new younger contingent that I see.
yeah,
Definitely more people coming. That's for sure, because it used to be really quite, dry is probably a fair way to put it, but now there's a bit more. I notice there's more variety of people coming, so
nice.
that's a great thing. Yeah,
Okay,
and
but what's very striking at the last Den Bosch record fair was that there are all of a sudden so many women.
yeah,
All of a sudden.
there were
Same
some
there?
young. I did notice there's some young people there buying
Mm.
records, which was
Or
quite.
in Great Britain, I have to ask, are women allowed at those fairs?
I think there's a sign up saying no women allowed. It's mainly middle-aged men, that do this game in general.
Okay.
Sort of double denim
Okay.
outfits, all that
Mm.
sort of thing. Level
Mm.
42. But no, by the way, I'm not saying anything to any level 42 fans. I never judge anybody. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So there's a good mix, and you always
Mhm.
get people going there looking to buy, the big Vertigos, and
Women can go, but only if they're actual men.
yeah, you'll be allowed in. If you definitely you get in for free. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
it's
Nice
a really
take.
nice
Very
fair though.
nice.
It's a really lovely building. It's the Royal Horticultural Hall. So it's a lovely old Victorian building. You know, really nice inside. And I just really like it. It's very pleasant fare. Yeah, very pleasant fare. And there's some really good dealers there. You know, find lots of different styles as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like it. There's people specialising. I noticed there's quite a lot. There's one stall with mainly reggae. You get the usual rock and pop dealers. And there's a guy that had all the sort of soul, hip hop, and dance stuff. He's always there.
Nice. No, maybe you found some things for next Wednesday when we do the hip hop stream.
Oh, I have.
Ah, that's great. Ah, that's cool.
I actually did. I bought some things to show, but I'm not going to show them now.
No, you show them on Wednesday, of course.
Keep them for Wednesday, but you'll like them. Bit of a little hit. I've got a little pile of some really good historical albums. That I thought would be nice to show. I've got a lot more tucked away. I have to go and get them, but I did pick up some good ones yesterday, and I thought this would be
and the dealers come from all over Great Britain.
Yeah, mainly mainly UK based. So there's a very good dealer that comes down from Glasgow in Scotland. His stall's good. You know, they're really good. A really good mix. Yeah, you don't really at the Victoria Fair. I didn't notice that there were really any foreign dealers. You know, so say like Den Bosch, or there's another big fair in London where you'll get some international dealers coming. I think it's a little bit more UK centric, this one. So yeah. So yeah, it's very, very good. It's nice to see everybody in the look.
Yeah, a lot of people are already here. The usual suspects. Always love to see you all. Winston, Bart, Bearded, Phil, Frank, Testbild sehr. So, and as we are at the open channel, also some familiar but not so familiar faces when we do our usually member streams. But hey,
yeah,
I made a little mistakes, but somehow, hey, why not doing this? Brazil, look, Dylan from Brazil.
I'm just looking here. Dane Johnson. Dave, do you know anything about the HMV Classic collection? I don't, but I'll look into it. I'm just checking. And also Phil Jones. Hi, Dave. 1983 UK first pressing factory records. Is £40 a good price for album? I would say it is. It's a good price.
Dave.
Yeah.
How would you like to proceed now? You just show your findings, the stories.
I'm going to try and talk about some of the records I picked up, and some of them, you know, some of these will probably appear in the shop. You know, so I'm literally going to show them. I've got them out of my bag, so we're gonna do discovery together on this.
Okay,
so
okay.
It's always good fun, and we got a really good start. Yeah.
Oh, I never heard of them. Ralf und Florian Kraftwerk, yes. Okay, which is an amazing and extremely difficult to get album as an original. Ralf and Florian. I don't know this jacket at all.
This is the British Vertigo.
Okay, yeah. Again.
This is the first British Vertigo, and it's got a this area here. This image is embossed. Yeah, nice. And so is craft work. So this is all embossed. I'll just show the back. We have our familiar cone here at the top that we like. Yes, and so this is. In fact, that's a really cool picture of them. Look at that.
It is. Yeah, this picture is quite familiar. Does it have the posters and stuff like that?
No, there's no posters. This one didn't come. I'm pretty.
That was the question. That's how I meant it.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, so the German one, did it come with an insert then?
A huge poster, which is one of the iconic items of this really huge one, and it's almost like a book. But what I don't understand is, and this is quite rare, or correct me if it's not with Vertigo, all those different jackets and cover art on Kraftwerk when they put them out on this Vertigo label.
Yes. I mean, they changed. Vertigo are good because they obviously licensed the Kraftwerks, and they put out that double set of the first two albums.
Exactly.
And then this one obviously done separately, but like it's such a super cover. This British one, I think. I love
Super,
it.
very nice. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really nice.
very nice.
And it's got the you know, the famous spaceship label that we all like. So not the swirl.
Ah, it has a spaceship. Okay, when did it come out, Dave?
Yeah, so this, look, we'll just have a close look at this.
Yeah.
Here we go. So we've got the spaceship label, and it'll be when did this come out? Let me have a look. Let me get into focus. It's got to be 1973. Yeah. There we go.
That sounds. Wait, I look up the German one.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if the German one came out the same year, or even potentially.
That's what I'm looking up now, because I want to make. I think so, but I want to be sure. So the German one came out 73. The UK one came out 73 too.
You know, it's a nice album. I like. I've got to say that with the Kraftwerks, you know, you see Autobahn around a bit.
Yeah.
This one you don't see very much.
You don't see that. It's the toughest one to get.
Yeah, I think it is the toughest one to get, and I guess that's probably a similar case to the German one as well.
Yes, yeah. I'm talking about the German. I cannot talk about the British in that regard.
Oh, that's interesting. Look at JG mentions that Peter Saville mentions his cover as one that influenced him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a very, very cool design going on. So
I wonder where this jacket comes from. I really do. This is because it's so different.
It's very good, because the German one with Rolf Floor, and it's got their pictures, hasn't it, on the front?
Yeah. You know, very conservative, very funny, with glasses like me, and yeah. Is it embroidered?
Yeah. So embossed. So So this is all. You can feel that it's all sticking out. So. Yeah, no, it's nice, and the text at the top as well. Actually, this is all embossed as well. So, yeah, they did a good job. When I saw it, I thought, right, I'm going to get that.
It's a terrific find, Dave. That's a terrific find.
Yeah, I thought that was a good start.
Yeah.
I got this is an album that I love, and it's quite a nice example of it as well. They're quite hard to find with clean covers. So this is John Martin's Solid Air.
Nice.
On Ireland, and you know it's brilliant album, really brilliant album. And it's
of course we have the usual problem zone, right? Relatively old and black, exactly.
Black and no laminate, so they always suffer these sleeves. And this one, as you can see, I just thought it was very well appointed, so I liked it. It just looked good,
and it's a great record, right? You like the record, Dave?
I love this record. Yeah, it's a real favorite of mine, actually. I'd say it's probably. I mean, I like his first 3 albums. You know, so I like. You've got London Conversation and then the Tumbler, both great albums. But this one, this is really, really nice. You tend to see this record and the cover is a bit battered, but this one, because it was so clean. And the record was very similar. I thought, that's a good one, you know. So really, really cool.
Nice.
But yeah, Solid Air.
Jefferson asks if the Solid Air is going to the OBC shop.
Yeah, I think it will, because I've already got I've got a copy myself anyway, just behind me here. So this one you will probably see this week. Yeah. You know me, Michael. I always like to try and keep the bar high with the quality of stuff, and that's why I've been picking things like this. I've got another one to show you, and this is quite nice as well. It's the Who Live at Leeds, but it's
another Who Live at Leeds. Nice.
Yeah, it's a reissue. Yeah, it's a bit later, but this is the one with our good friend Bilbo doing
the Bilbo cut,
doing the lacquer cut. So it's Bilbo etched on the label, and I've got to say I've compared this to the original. I mean, this only came out. I think this one came out in I think it was 74, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's only a little bit later, anyway. But it's got, I think it's got nearly all. This comes with like loads of.
It comes with a lot of stuff. You have it there. Okay.
I've got to go through and check what's what. But
wait, I make a big.
So it's got all the like the cool inserts inside. But
But
yeah,
that looks on the short note. It looks complete.
yeah, and I'll tell you what it is as well with this one. This is another jacket that tends to suffer quite badly because it's
True.
very thin.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very thin, and the
Yeah.
interior you can see it's got this fold right where the record goes in one side. You've got the inserts in the other, and that always, you know, they do get quite damaged. Yeah, so this one's nice, and you're yeah. So you know, there's different covers for this one as well, where the color of this changes. So there's one that's like black, and then there's like a blue colored one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this particular issue I get just purely because it's the Bilbo remaster, and he did a wonderful job on it. So yeah.
Nice.
I got a bit jazzy yesterday as well. I got a couple of really.
Oh, I got jazzy today too. You know why, Dave?
Yeah.
I put out a video today and I compared the Chet Baker Sings original, the 10-inch and the 12-inch, to the Tone Poet. And that was quite exciting.
Oh, nice.
And you know what the striking, really surprising thing was? I just tell it here so that you don't need to see the silly video. the voice of Chet Baker. They are so similar. The Tone Poet and the 12-inch. So similar. Really, I was surprised how similar they are. But then at the first song, Chet Baker starts singing after 30, 40, 50, whatever seconds. And then comes the difference. And on the Tone Poet, he has this high-pitched voice he doesn't have at the early one.
Interesting.
Really interesting, right? Because why and how? But it's so obvious. He has, in Germany, we say schmelz, you know?
Schmelz? What's that?
There's certain softness. Dean Martin had it. Sinatra had it. You know, some. It's difficult for me to say in English.
You got mad words and things, Michael. I love it. There's words that we don't have here, but for
the tiny details, exactly. And on the it's not the original, but hey, still it's the first 12-inch. He has it, and on the Tone Poet he has not, and I don't understand why. I just don't. Smoothness, warmth, and I think technically it's because of the mid-range of his voice, in my opinion. The mid-range of his voice is amazing on the first pressing. Not so much on. I was really surprised. I didn't expect that at all.
I'm going to watch your video now. You made me curious.
It's the same result, so you don't have to.
Right.
But thanks, nice try. Okay, jazzy. Okay, what is this?
This is one of the best British jazz records, yeah. So Tubby Hayes Quintet, late spot at Scott's, so it's recorded at the Ronnie Scott's Club in Soho in London. And
yeah, I know you love this guy, right? You do.
Yeah,
love him.
Yeah, he is like he was probably our best jazz musician. And you know,
and in a nutshell, although we did a stream about that, a wonderful stream, in my opinion, drug addict, poor guy, hard worker, same problems, same story, right?
Yeah, similar problems to what the American jazz musicians, many of them went through, and you know the similar things are going on here in London, you know, and he battled hard, you know, and he died young, and but he was definitely one of our best, and you know, this is the original and it's in really nice condition.
It's unbelievable. We are talking again 50-something years.
This album, it's 1960. Is it 63? Let me have a look. See if my brain is in gear. Right, let's have a look here. Come on.
So your camera is like your brain. You sometimes have to put it back into focus.
There we go. I got it right. See, 1963. I did do it right. So
you did. You have been in focus.
Brain's working.
63.
Yeah. I like to test myself. I don't like to look at the date. I like to think it, then say it, and then hopefully I get it right. And a lot of the time I do, but sometimes I get it a year out or so. But yeah, 63.
Yeah, so what? But Dave, please show it again and show the jacket again, because we are talking 60 years here. 60.
Yeah, it's really, really old, and it's such a this particular album is such.
Wow.
There's two albums, yeah, that he did. So you got late well, he did more than two, but there's two that are considered like two of his best. So you got Late Spot Scots and Down in the Village, and they're both recordings of in Soho, yeah, at the Ronnie Scott's Club. But yeah,
just again a little background. One question: those American jazz giants at the time, they were I think they called them workhorses.
Yeah,
doing records at daytime, and then from lunchtime till the morning, 4 concerts each day.
And then late night, they did late sessions, evening sessions into the early hours.
Same with those guys, or less recordings?
Sorry, say that again.
Same story with the British guys, or less recording?
Yeah, the same. They were playing, and Ronnie Scott's was obviously one of the central hubs for this. But they were playing, doing the same thing, doing sessions. Then they were playing at the jazz clubs. There was more, you had Ronnie Scott's, but there's also the Flamingo, the 100 Club. There was a lot, and they were going around them all, and they were playing all night long and going into the early hours, and then getting up the next day. And a lot of them, they also did session work as well to earn a bit of money. Because obviously the jazz club thing, they didn't earn a lot, and they were just doing it for the love of the music, right?
And for free drinks, maybe, I'm not kidding.
And 3 other things. So yeah, they were there. But I mean, this look, if you have a look on the back,
a wonderful copy, Dave, and more. Mensch is already naming it your famous Time Machine version. This looks amazing. Wow.
So yeah, see, it says recorded live at the Ronnie Scott Club, London, 17th and 18th of May, 1962. So,
cool.
It's just I can't promote this album enough as just a really great representation of some of the best British jazz music that was around in that time. I mean,
is this also a good point for people who want to get into it?
This is a good entry point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's lots of other, there's loads of great British jazz albums, like the Tempo label, other stuff on. This is on Fontana. There's others on Fontana. You've got Columbia with their Lansdowne series that did a lot of British. They did the Don Rendell records, Joe Harriet, that sort of thing. But I reckon, for me, I just think this one is just kind of a really good. It's really spot on, basically, as an album. Yeah, every track's a winner on it, and it's just it will take you to the Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club in Soho. So that's what you want. It gives you the feel. So great album.
Great, Dave. We are at 3 amazing finds. I mean, wow.
Yeah, I was quite select. I like when I do this. I don't go sort of running around trying to grab loads of stuff. I'm quite sort of.
I get it.
And this is another one. So this is another. This is the next jazz, another British jazz. And I know I've talked about Stan Tracy before, but I did this again. Is this such a great album?
That's wonderful. Yeah. On the it's wonderful.
Yeah, Vogue, Stan Tracy Trio, and this would be.
I hope Thomas Busk is watching, because he probably will get so heavily into this British jazz. I'm sure he will, if he hasn't already. And wow,
it's a real. I mean, if you look here, it's just a trio, but you got Phil Seaman on drums, and he was one of our best British drummers. Kenny Napper on bass, and then you got Stan Tracy on piano and viola. See, Stan Tracy was the house pianist at Ronnie Scott's, and he played with he got to play with many of the American jazz greats, when they came over. And
I mean, which year are we again talking? 63, 64?
So this is a bit earlier. Well, I think we're talking
earlier.
Yeah, this is late 50s. I think this is 59. So I'll show you the label. It's an original.
See, Dave, I thought so. This is Thomas Alley. Yeah.
Hi, Thomas. Yeah, I thought you would be able to resist something like this. Yeah, really, really
Yeah.
nice.
No, really. Tell us something about the Vogue label, please. How shall we put it? British label, French label, German
Yeah,
label.
French. So you've got French Vogue, British Vogue. A very good label. They put out a lot of great jazz. You know, they're Decca. I can tell. So this it's like it's a Decca pressing. So these
Yeah.
are all pressed by Decca. It's got the carrot. Yeah, it's mono JG. So mono only. This.
Wonderful inner sleeve again. Wow, super.
Yeah. So this is the you know, I can always tell a Decca just by
Yeah.
that's a standard Decca mono inner sleeve, and there's two types. So there's ones that have little stars going across here, and then there's one that has little circles going across. But that's just a standard Decca inner, and you know it's always a good sign when you get these old 50s mono records,
Yeah.
and the inner sleeve is in. Look at that, it's in pretty good condition. It's clean.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
sharp edges. There's a couple of little creases, but you always get that. That's just kind of how they come. But it's just a really nice example, and the record's the same. So yeah,
Dave, I have to make a little interruption because this is quite important right now because we get a lot of mails and questions. Okay, Brandon, you can get the Martin. Dave will put it up within the next days at the OBC shop. We have almost new records on a we can say on a daily, bi-daily basis. We have new records at the OBC. Then you can order it. But if you by any means has ordered already at the analog production shop, we don't have the same speed here. That means once a week, Dave does a package to Thomas to Copenhagen, and then your record got shipped, so that we have between 2 and 8 days of shipping time at the OBC shop. But please consider we have free shipping worldwide, and you don't have to order a certain amount. If you order a 20 euro record in Australia, you will get your $20 or euro record to Australia. So that's the deal. Sometimes you have to be a little patient, but you get your record or records free. But it's not as fast as the analog production shop, and we cannot combine orders anymore between the analog production shop and the OBC shop. Sorry, Dave, I know that's boring, but right now that's important because we get so many mails, Dave, and with questions like
it's
that.
good. It's good to address it here.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I just noticed Justin mentioning which inner sleeve came first, circles or stars. I like that question. It's very Justin. But I'll answer it because I've been doing a lot about I've been doing loads of inner sleeves this week, looking at inner sleeves, talking with people about inner sleeves. And
do you talk a lot about inner sleeve with your wife?
No, she's not so
No,
keen on
not that. Okay. Sorry.
So we got pretty geeky on inner sleeves on Tuesday this week, looking at Decca. The original
we did. I love it, and the dates things. This is amazing.
Oh, all of that, yeah. But there's different. So just to talk about the monos. So this one is one with stars. Now there's two types, yeah. There's ones that are on like a thicker paper, and then there's ones that are on thinner paper, very thin. Yeah, they're still both polylined. So from what I've seen, Justin, and the reason I can answer this is because I've seen all the early Decca, going right back to the very first Decca classicals on the Mono LXT series. They all had the ones with the circle using the thick paper, and then they changed. They started to do the ones with the stars on, and then later they went to the thinner paper. The thinner paper came in a bit later, but they're so easy. As soon as you see that inner, you can probably tell there's going to be a Decca pressed record inside, and you can tell just looking at. In fact, we should check stampers, shouldn't we, and do all that sort of thing. But yeah, it's all looking at this. You can see the characteristics, and so what have we got here? If we just get the light of it, so we got a 1, So that's a 1. Do we have a B on the other side? Maybe. What's that? I can't see it.
That's
Actually,
a
it does.
difficult one too. Wait, I make it for me a little bigger even. No,
In fact, I'm just going to look at it under my light here, and I'm going to tell you. So that's how how you address. I've told you with Decca, the way the stampers work, they use the word Buckingham. Yeah.
yeah.
So 1B, 1B, 1B is the very first mother, first stamper. So 1U, so Buckingham. 1U is the second. Yeah, and that's how you can work out what pressing you've got. But a lot of these jazz records, yeah, they tend to be all very early stamper because they didn't make many. Yeah, they didn't have to run. They only ran a few hundred of these. They weren't making thousands. Yeah,
I so love this jacket. I mean, this is furious.
it is.
And consider the time they did this.
Well, this is in the 50s, and I think it's pretty. Yeah. It's almost got like a sort of modernist feel about it.
Totally, a little SpongeBob-y.
Yeah, I know. It's it always gets me this, and you do not see this album often at all. So when I saw it, I was like, I didn't even question it, I just took it. So,
and in this condition, right?
And I always buy, his the other album Showcase he did, which was his debut album, again on Vogue. So this was 50. So that probably I think that was 58 or even 57.
Okay.
That's brilliant as well. That he only did the 2 on Vogue. So, and then there's all these great albums that he did on Columbia. So like Under Milkwood. There's loads. Yeah. So it's worth getting in. Stan Tracy's always great. He's one of our very best pianists. So yeah, Stunty. I've got to say,
it has to be right. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. The art.
Yeah.
The 50s
wonderful.
art.
You know the artist? You know the artist by any chance?
I don't. But that's a really good question, and I'm going to look into that. But I'll just tell you something else interesting on here. So if you look at the bottom here, you'll see it mentioned Tony Hall at the bottom. You see that?
Yes. So supervised by Tony.
Supervised by Tony Hall. Now Tony Hall was very important in the development of British jazz, and he actually. He basically did the Tempo label, which is one of our best and now one of the most expensive British jazz records. Some of them are thousands, and very, very hard to find. They just did runs of 300, 500, that type of those sort of numbers. But Tony Hall, after he did this, he moved on. He became he was Black Sabbath's manager. He got really into the rock music, and he was very important in all the way through. But I sort of going back, he was so important with this whole jazz scene. So hats off to the man. But rest in peace. But he was very he was great, and I always see his name cropping up on some of the very best British jazz records. He's always there. So yeah.
How are those British jazz giants now in Great Britain? Do you remember them at a large basis, or is it a special thing for, let's say, nerds? Or are they heroes nowadays?
They're heroes in small circles.
Okay. I thought
I don't think there's a broader. I mean, Tubby Hayes, he's known, and there's people, I think he did get out a bit, but not the same. I think the British jazz guys, they always lived in the shadow of their American counterparts, right? Always.
Yeah, but the American counterparts weren't that shy to recognize them, right? They weren't.
Oh, no, yeah, true, and they did recognize them. That was, nice. I remember there's famous stories about Sonny Rollins saying, he says, "Oh boy, that guy can play." Do you know what I mean? They were polite, they were good. So there was obviously a synergy and connection with them, and they came over here to play it. Obviously jazz was big in London, so they came over here to play. And
are you familiar with the British Explosion reissue series, Dave?
I think I do. I think I know the cover because I remember it. British Explode. Yeah, I'll have to look into those, but they sound interesting. So I don't know. I don't know about the new reissue, if there's a new reissue series, but I did know this sort of this range, British Explosion. I'll go and check it out. Yeah.
you know, Freddy, Carl calls me. He wants to play with me now. I have to end the stream.
I've got another. I'm going to show you another British jazz, and again, this is one that I've never come across before, and I just thought it looked really, really good. Again, a really great jacket. This is on Decca, Jazz Around the Clock, the Alan Clare Trio. So, and if you notice down here, we've got the famous Don Rendell is on here. And if you look, I mean, this again, so this is like a, the Vogue was pressed by Decca, but this is a Decca.
Pressed by Decca, let me guess.
And but you can see this is like again an early type sleeve.
This, so I love this, right? We have that with the classical
like, if you know your Decca SXLs for the classical, this is like a Decca SXL sleeve. So it's got the scallop flip back and it's fully laminated. So it's like an early Decca SXL sleeve.
Same with the inner sleeves, I guess, right?
Well, let's see. This one's just got the wrong inner sleeve on. I'm going to put the correct one on there, but it would have. I've got piles of those early mono Decca inners in pristine condition, but this would have had one of those. It had one very similar to the Vogue, but this is these are lovely. These early red and silver. I mean, in the we just call this. I mean, this is like a. Let me
look at the condition again. Damn it!
Yeah, really nice condition. And so we Decca used so if you see there's ARL 39071A, and if we have a look here, let me have it.
So as you always one question in between, as you always are so fond and happy with the pressing quality of the Decca classics.
Yes,
this goes on with the jazz record. I can imagine. Why shouldn't they do it?
Without a doubt, no, there is no difference. So what you get is the. I love the quality. I love the quality of Decca mono pressings, and Decca stereo. I mean, the stereos are, they're fantastic. But you can't go wrong with these Decca mono pressings. They're so well made. You know how we say about Blue Notes that they're built like tanks. These are very similar as well. They are built to last, and if you play a record like this with a decent mono cartridge, it will sing. So they're great.
Bearded asked if this is a first pressing, Dave. It's a first.
Yes, this would be a first pressing. Yeah, a red and silver. There might be different. So with the Decca monos, they had different labels. This is totally flat. Yeah. This is totally flat. Now, what they did, there's also one where they've got a groove. Now, the groove ones are later, So the early ones, we call them like pancake pressings. And this, where there's like, you probably can't see it, but there's a little ridge that runs, a little groove that runs on the very outside of it, They're the first ones, And then after that, they came with where you get a groove that runs round on the interior of the label.
Interesting.
So and they're very thick as well.
Usually the grooves are the earlier ones. Funny.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. Again, the only reason I know this is because I look right back to the very first Decca classical records, and I could see that they're all flat type like that. And then the groove one started to come in later. I mean, it's different when we talk about, when we go to America, we look at Blue Note. He wants the groove, but with Decca, in the UK, it was different. And
very interesting.
So definitely all the early ones were flat, and then they moved to the groove. That crept in later on. So, and all that is, people freak out about this whole groove thing, groove, non-groove, but all that is just the impression of the. It's a pancake. Yeah, we call them pancakes. Yeah. So a pancake pressing, and you get bearded SXL like this. So with Decca SXLs,
it's so lovely. It's so lovely that those even have a nickname. It's so great.
With Decca SXLs, what they did. when they were doing a box set, like when they were doing opera or something, and they had
Yeah.
they did a say Don Giovanni or The Marriage of
Mhm.
Figaro, like famous SXL 2000 series box sets. They what they would do is they would have to have all the presses running because they're having to make 4 records, and one of the presses it would have the pancake, the mono would have the pancake label, but then you get in the box you would also get ones with grooves, and some people would freak out about this. They think, oh, they're not all the first edition, but they are. Yeah, they it's all the first edition, but they would have different. They would use different, pressing like the label and the
Yeah,
characters.
yeah, I understand. Yeah,
This would be different. So yeah, it's a mad world that we live in
it's
here.
fun. It's great. I
So,
love it, and all this excitement around it. I so love it.
well, I guess it is exciting, isn't it? We
It
enjoy
is.
it.
It is in a way. It is totally exciting. It's madness, but or how do you put it? How you put it so splendid when you say it's mental.
It's mental. It is mental. So I've got some other things I'm going to show.
Mhm.
I bought. I saw the Sonic Youth. I kind of like a bit of that sort of, proper early Sonic
Sonic
Youth
Youth,
Halloween.
nice one. Is this what I think it is?
So, great cover, by the way.
Yeah,
Really, really nice.
but the backside of the cover isn't that bad either. But as we are at YouTube and Justin Peters is watching, don't show it again, please.
So yeah, Lost First, 1985, rough trade. So there you
Nice.
go. And there's a nice little pile of these, and I was thinking, I couldn't resist because these take me. I remember these when they came out, and I bought. I remember I bought this when
Yeah,
it came out,
yeah,
and so they had all these classic Sonic Youth 12 inches. Like this is another. This one's great. Death Valley
yeah, yeah. I know that. Yeah,
69. You see,
yeah,
brilliant,
yeah.
brilliant. They're again. I really like their styling, the way they present their jackets and stuff.
Stunty
Very
is
cool.
quite fond of it, and it's
Oh, look,
in
I like
12-inch
best song
exclusive.
ever. Exclusive to the 12-inch. Nice.
What do you want to see again, Joe? The 12-inch or the backside of the cover?
Ah,
No, don't. We get in trouble.
that's what Hey Joe
Really,
wants.
it's so stupid, but we will. What is
So
this?
more. Look at that.
Oh,
Another Sonic Youth 12-inch. So they're in really, really nice condition. Look, this one's got a cool in the sleeve
Mensch
there.
asked if the Halloween is on the orange vinyl.
No, Manch, unfortunately not. It's just a black vinyl. But then again, we know the differences, don't we? Yeah, look, it's a black. I know there's a limited one, isn't there? So it's really, really nice.
Ah, it's a
Oh,
bit strong. Oh, wow. Wow.
but that sleeve was withdrawn. I didn't know that.
Not that I have to withdraw the video now.
Oh, mate, it might get flagged. I might have to start doing. Actually, I'm not going to do a Tom. I'm practicing doing a Thomas outside of the videos, and I'm going to come. I'm not going to do it for, and then suddenly I'm just going to be the best.
But we are still aware that you have to practice a little because Thomas does it faster. You're not
By
at
the way,
Thomas
at the
level.
fair as well, there was Michael at the fair. This happened the time before, but there was a chap over from Germany, and he came and said hello to me.
Oh, that's nice.
And
Oh,
yeah,
that's
he's like,
nice.
he watches the channel, and everything. So yeah, he was having a good time.
I tell you something, when you go to those record fairs from now on, get used to it. Get used to it. I so love it. At the records fairs, I so love it when you get in contact. It's so cool. It's so cool. I know you're British, it takes some time, but you will get used to it, Dave.
That's the second time that's happened. I've got a couple of Brian Eno.
Oh, I love that Fripp Eno, yeah.
and Music to
And
Film. This is, I believe, a reissue, but still, it's not the easiest one to get. So,
yeah, you
and
took it,
again, yeah, when I see a bit of Eno, I tend to buy a bit of Eno. You know, it's good gear. So yeah, they were nice. I got a little bit more. Another band that I think is a little bit under the radar, but is a great band, is The Fall.
Yeah. Under the radar?
Well,
My favorite band? Oh,
okay, look, Michael, maybe under the radar wasn't the correct term to use, but if you know what I mean,
I get your point.
you
Yeah.
know, they were in the, they're very, very important band,
They
post-punk.
don't get the recognition, or he doesn't
This
get
is
the
what I mean.
recognition.
This is what I mean. Yeah, they don't. They should be seen, revered a lot more for what they did and what because they put out an awful lot of material, and really good. And I think again they're an example of a really important. Like
You know the who is also one of the biggest fan of the Fall has been John Peel, right?
Yes, yeah, he was a big.
And you know what he said about him. Remember?
Yeah.
Always different, always the same.
See, look, Stevan's right. He's saying, look, come on, Dave, Mark E. Smith, he's a genius, and he is. You're right.
Yeah.
And we all, but I felt they always were, they never reached sort of massive heights,
Never.
But they had a huge, they had a cult following of loyal fans that loved them. And Mark E. Smith was a genius. You're right, Stevan, so it's good. And again, you don't see Fall albums around that much. Not
Yeah, we're talking, Dave. We're talking again decades here.
It's early 80s, isn't it? I mean, we're talking.
Yeah, and he went on until his death. He put out record after record after record.
An awful lot of material, awful lot of output. Like really, really, really good. So, another OBC classic here. We've got
here we go, Garlands.
Twins, Garlands.
Yeah.
And again, the thing I always check. This is Bilbo etched. So Bilbo cut.
You're right. This is an OBC classic, right? I agree. Yeah, always popular, right? Lovely.
And it's it's a great album as well. This isn't as like Michael. I always listen. For doing the OBC, sort of listening to music, and I have to say the Cocteau Twins is something the band that I've sort of found that I think I actually really like it. I knew of them, but I didn't know them properly.
Oh, okay. But Dave, what is it with Dead Can Dance? We don't see many Dead Can Dance.
No.
Filigree and Shadow. We need more of those. Bauhaus. So difficult, right?
That 4AD stuff. They had some big bands like the Pixies on 4AD. They had some Pixies were big. But yeah, there's some other, so you mentioned like Filigree and Shadow, albums like that. They were a little bit more. They're almost a bit avant-garde in a way.
Have you been into them, by the way?
I do like it. And again, that's actually another album that I've listened to. And I thought, okay, I like this. I'd never heard it before. And so it's great, for the sort of discovery of music. It's good. But 4AD, very interesting with the Cocteau.
Yeah, absolutely. If you see 4AD label, get it. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And they're not, they're not super expensive or anything. They're not mental prices for 4AD stuff. So
no, not mental. They are not cheap, but they are not.
They're not, And the thing is, they are accessible, so you can get them, and they tend to be. Oh, that's interesting. Struggle. Oh, right, with the snare drum sound. Interesting drum beat.
Yeah, Portishead, not easy to get either. Portishead.
Oh yeah, that is true. I'll tell you what, there's certain that Michael, we're going back when we talk about Portishead again, we're going to that early 90s period when albums were on vinyl, very difficult. Yeah.
Massive Attack, the later Massive Attack stuff, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, all that stuff has gone through the roof as well. In fact, while we were on that note, I did pick up a whole pile, and
Okay.
I just thought this was so good. I got a load of Stereo Lab.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. Originals?
Yeah, they're all originals. Yeah,
Put them on my
yeah,
stack, please.
Stereo. So yeah, look, Stereo Lab. Look, this is on like glittering vinyl.
Oh,
It's
let's
got
hope for
gold in
the
there.
best.
It's got gold in there. Look, it's like it's amazing.
It is. I hope it sounds amazing.
I've got to say, I really like the cut. I'll show you all the ones that I've got. So I got this album, and then there's this album. This got a lovely. This one's got a lovely textured sleeve.
Oh,
Like
this is the. Wait. Is this a regular album or? Oh, help me out, Stereo Lab experts.
look at this.
Yeah, this is wonderful, but I think it's an sampler. But this is wonderful. Wonderful.
Really nice, and
Yeah,
it's got
absolutely.
really it
Yeah,
almost feels furry. This cover,
I
it's
know.
very special type
It's
of
this rough and soft paper, right?
paper. And I just
Wonderful.
love that design.
Yeah, exactly, man. I think this is the singles compilation. This is
Okay,
really, if you want to get into Stereo Lab, this is wonderful to get into. Very good one.
and there was
Yeah,
a few 12s as well. But again,
yeah.
just all the all the design that they did, and it's very of
It's
an era.
crazy, right? It's crazy. Yeah.
So I picked up all those. I just thought they just look so cool. I might have to have a little listen to all of these myself to see
You will love it, Dave. You will love it.
what I can find. You know, but yeah, they're definitely.
And right, man, this is really seriously rare stuff, Dave. Damn it.
Good. There we go.
I think we really can send you to a record fair, Dave. You
Well,
really know what you are doing.
Hey, look, come on. Of course I do. You know me, yeah.
Of
But
course.
look. I'll tell you why, Michael. Look at what I bought. Yeah. So I'm buying a bit of
Nice.
jazz, like Tubby Hayes, Stereo Lab, very selective,
Yes.
Kraftwerk. But I just pick things, but it's got to be things that I saw that when I saw those stereos, I was like, oh, they look interesting. And you kind of want, so, but really varied as well. Really varied. That's the best thing to do when you go to fair. When you go to fair, I don't think you want to plan it. You just want to turn up, and just wander, and just.
How
see
many
what
hours did you spend there, Dave? How long have you been there?
About 4 hours, something like
Okay,
that.
4 hours is quite something. Yeah.
4 hours, and then I mean, it goes all day, till about 4:30. It starts at 10 in the morning till 4:30. There's loads of there's always there's all the usual people there. Yeah, I bumped into a few faces. Yeah, so Mark and Rich, I said hi to. We had a coffee, and who else was there? I'll tell you who I did. There's a look on YouTube. There's this guy called Barry Winton, and he's got one of the biggest Vertigo collections you'll ever see in your life. Yeah, got about 30,000 records, and he's always there. He's the prog master over here in the UK.
Wow,
And I always see him there going around. He's pretty mental, yeah. And I just noticed the other day there's a YouTube video of him, someone going and seeing his collection, and you look at it and it's like, oh my! And he's got everything, yeah, every Vertigo, every prog, one of these total, mental collectors, yeah, but really cool guy, and he knows everything about it. So.
Dave, are you willing to get rid of your Vivian Westwood bag? I think you won't, right? Because Drumby C is asking for
it. We could do that, actually, yeah. I like my little paper with Vivian Westwood bag up there.
It's there for a month. I would miss it.
Yeah, it's kind of part of my scene here, isn't it? With all my stuff, you see. Got Joanna Marzi signed pictures here, you see. And then you got the Vivian Westwood bag. Got a nice little EMI Depot 7-inch box.
Everything that is up on that shelf makes sense.
I bought this from Stunty. Stunty mentioned this book, Join the Future, about British bass and bleep music.
Okay,
so
show it. Be so kind.
That was on Stunty's recommendation, so thank you, Stunty. There we go. Join the Future. Yeah,
Nice.
bleak techno and the birth of British bass music. Look, it's a very thick volume.
Wow.
There's obviously a lot to talk about with this. So yeah. So it brings to the surface a hidden cultural history and a scene that reverberated around the world. There you go. So that'll be a little bit of bedtime reading for me. That yeah. And I've got Don Rendell as well. There, you got Don Rendell. So that's a nice record. Actually, I'll show this to you.
Yeah, sure then.
I'm getting a bit jazzy again. I think we're going to have to do another British jazz stream, Mike.
We will. We are preparing even a Wednesday British jazz stream,
Yeah,
right?
so I think that's going to be. So I've been digging through and I've been finding. Look, I've got two. Look, there's one up there, and I've got two. This is rare. This is Don Rendell, the Jazz Six, and it's on Nixer. So Nixer is a Pi sort of sub label. Yeah. So you had the Nixer Jazz Today series, and they put out some great records. Yeah, there's lots of 7 inches and EPs, but you know, like this again, the lineup you've got on here, the people. You know, you got like Ronnie Ross on there, Kenny Wheeler, Ken Moore. You know, they're all sort of classic British jazz guys, and obviously with Don Rendell, who's one of our best as well. So yeah, Nixer is Steven knows, he knows, and they're really nice. They're all mono, yeah, and obviously, and they're really nicely pressed. Yeah, these Nixers, really well made. I love a Pi record, and some people shy away a bit from Pi. You know, not maybe in the rock and pop, but in the classical world they do.
Okay.
Pi records tend to be cheap, but they're so well made and they sound brilliant. You know. So yeah, the jazz range they did is superb, but again, they're really hard to find and they're pretty rare. I mean, this isn't a cheap record. This one, you know, it's about.
I can imagine.
This is a €600 sort of thing, you know.
Because when you place a record above there, it's randomly that it's not an expensive.
I love it. I've got two. That looks funny, doesn't it? See,
yeah, that looks amazing. That looks amazing. I like that.
Yeah, I love you know, I love these old Nixer records when they're if you see them. It's one of those if you see them because you don't see them. So I always pick them up when I see them. You know, if I can. Yeah, they're nice. Really cool.
Dave, you had an amazing day at a record fair. Wow.
I did, and I came back with some lovely things to share with everyone. So, which I will do. And I think I'm gonna have quite a nice bit of listening time myself as well.
I can imagine. Yeah, you will have. That's for sure.
Cheers! It's really good that everybody. I love it here. I love it here with everybody in the comments. It's nice.
So, Dave, we see us back at Wednesday when we are together with Thomas. The usual suspects, and we get into hip hop, right?
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
That's going to be exciting.
It's going to be great. And I've got I mean, I was a bit into the hip hop scene. I did buy some records at the time. And I did go to see, you know, I saw Public Enemy live and Gangstar and one or two others. But I've definitely got a nice little selection of originals of some nice albums, and we could do a little bit of a show and tell again, and I guess we'll be
we all can't wait for your expertise, of course.
I'll tell you what I like, you know, because I've worked Thomas out, you see, and I know because he likes his drum breaks, but he knows about his samples as well. Obviously, hip hop music was very much based around sampling, you know. With drum machines and then using samples for various things. And you know, there was this whole scene about trying to, when you hear something on a hip hop track, trying to work out what track was
What is it exactly?
And I know Thomas, he's a bit on that, so it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with.
Yeah, you will come up with amazing stuff, I bet.
Yeah.
And quite some arms full of records and originals and rare ones.
There'll be loads. There'll be another.
There will be loads. Yeah. Okay, thank you all so much for
look at our timing, Michael. Look at the time.
Like always.
Bang on.
Bang on, like always. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It's really nice to spend the evening with you.